The shutdown, border security, and water conservation also came up in a recent discussion with Representative Raul Grijalva during a stop in Tucson last week. Christopher Conover led the conversation with Grijalva at Arizona Public Media.
The president keeps saying he wants $5 billion for a wall.
Yes.
If he modified that to $5 billion for border security to include more ICE officers, more border patrol, technology, immigration judges, and a wall, would that be an acceptable?
I think it's still going to be problematic, and I think it's become, Trump added this whole mythology to the wall, that it was the end-all be-all to enforcement, that it was about border security, that it was going to be a zero-sum game, that no more are we going to see drugs coming into this country, no more are we going to see undocumented people trying to get to this country, that asylum seekers will end, that this wall is it. And I think by building that mythology and convincing his part of his base that that's the answer, I think he put himself in a corner. I think part of security for the border has to be investing in those ports of entry, where 60 to 70% of confiscated contraband is there. 60 to 7% on unauthorized entries are stopped there. And so that's key. It's key for commerce and trade. We have 700 miles, people forget, that have already been built since 2005. Let's audit what has happened, what has been the effect, and not simply be replicating this mythology, political mythology of Trump's, that's the answer. And so, yeah, the discussion's open. He's in the box where he needs to. He's defined security one way, and I think the ask from the Democrats in Congress is let's broaden that definition.
A lot of the folks crossing now, I think Customs Border Protection said 80% in recent times have kids with them. Do you see money coming to the states, be it Arizona or any of the other states, to help with these kids in school?
I think the per pupil thing has always worked in schools. Schools by Supreme Court decision and by law, they're as the kid comes through the door, you deal with that kid, and that's right. I think more support for programs like English learners, more support for transition programs for children. That's going to be required more and more. 14,000 minors and children are presently in some form of detention in this country, and so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that we continue to do this at the expense of something else. And the phenomena at the border is who's coming? Central America, people fleeing what they political, economic, and civil unrest in their own countries. They're not trying to get across without being detected. They come directly up to the port of entry, up to that Border Patrol officer, say, I'm turning myself in and I'm seeking asylum. That's the phenomena.
There have been some in Congress who said, I'm not going to take a paycheck until the shutdown's over. What's your position on that?
No, I took a paycheck at the beginning of the month and would do so. The issue for me is that we have to be there struggling. We canceled the rest of this week. I go back Tuesday morning to go back to work. There's an opportunity. We have to keep at the idea that what is going on right now is a huge detriment, and all of us should be at work. Me postponing my pay so I can get it at a later date doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense of not paying these people to be at work.
The Arizona legislature is hoping to pass something on the drought contingency plan regarding the Colorado River. Is there a role for the federal government in this?
Absolutely. Conserving water is not going to solve this, I think, issue. The water settlements that have to be completed with the tribes across the state, all that has affected this decision making. And I think all stakeholders have to be in that discussion. Not just industry, not just the highest consumers, but all, from conservationists to tribes, and more importantly, looking at a plan beyond our nose. I think we have a role, and we have a role both as a mediator, we have a role both as an arbitrator on differences, but I think the biggest role we have is to influence. If the Colorado River is the nexus of this discussion, then I think we should be at the table, and we're going to try to do that.
We have farmers tribes, urban areas all kind of fighting over this Colorado River water. Is there a way you can get them all at the table and get an agreement, or will somebody always be fighting this?
Keeping the status quo is not going to deal with the drought, and it's not going to deal with the fact that this is a finite resource that's not going to be there forever. Yeah, there's going to be some winners in the sense that that's going to get sustained more and protected more, and there's going to be others that will see the resource that they're comfortable with no longer available like it used to be. Those are the choices. I mean, you cannot avoid that. I don't care what the governor does with the committee. They can kumbaya all day long, but at the end of the day, those are the bitter choices that are going to be confronted.
All right, Congressman, we'll welcome home for a very short period of time, and thanks so much.
It's fun. Thank you.